These are the scariest myths in Minecraft. Information that's literally so terrifying you'll never look at Minecraft the same. Starting with Endermen are just villagers that fell into the void. This sounds crazy, right? And one of the scariest things about them is the fact that they only attack you after you stare into their eyes. And while that doesn't even seem scary at first, the consequences can be quite terrifying. It's almost like Endermen don't even want to attack players. But when you see them face to face, they change almost instantly. Why is this? Here's my theory. We know Endermen have great eyesight, so it's not like they don't know when a player is around. It's like they were originally hardwired to be friendly, but something changed. Something very, very bad. What if Endermen were originally just kind creatures who didn't want to harm anybody? I get tingles thinking about this. What if they weren't Endermen from the beginning at all? Oof. Some people have been speculating that Endermen have a past that isn't just scary, it's quite sad. They say that the species was created when a young group of 7 villagers were mining in a cave, and then they hit bedrock. This bedrock wasn't like the usual one they had seen in the past. In fact, it was soft. And when they stepped on it, the poor villagers fell into the void. Then the entire floor collapsed and all the villagers fell with their other fellow villagers. That same night, villagers started spotting tall, skinny creatures with piercing purple eyes, and the scariest part? There were exactly 7 of them. These creatures then continuously started growing, populating, and became known as the Endermen. Villagers are trying to break out of Minecraft and come to the world that you and I live in right now. What are they doing in that dank, secluded mansion of theirs? With its redstone jails, elaborate altars, and hidden rooms housing strange obsidian structures? It really seems like they are plotting something. And if you watch anime like My Hero Academia or even Attack on Titan, we always know there's something hidden in the basement. And if you don't believe me, take it from the former creative manager from Minecraft, who was the person who originally made my previous statement. But notice something interesting. He is the former creative manager who left the company after just sending this message out to the public. Did he leave out of his free will? Or was this Mojang's punishment because he started to reveal some of the underlying secrets about the Illagers? I know this sounds like a stretch, but it could be true. What could they have been hiding? We know they were banished for using black magic, but what if there is more to it? What if this magic wasn't just dangerous to villagers, but it was dangerous to you and even I in the human world? The myth states that Illagers are trying to create a device with their magic to come to our human world. Goosebumps. Oh, goosebumps alert. The villagers haven't been trying to protect themselves. They've been trying to protect you and I this entire time. They're just misunderstood. Oh, dude, it just all makes sense. And this myth is about the origin of the Warden. The Warden is a terrifying mob by itself, and if you agree with me, please like this video. So if you are wondering if it has a scary backstory, you'd be absolutely correct. These sources say that the Warden isn't a modern creature, but something prehistoric. And no, it wasn't born, it was created by something. They say that thousands of years ago, the ancient builders who ruled in Minecraft and built everything had one big problem. They haven't liked the video yet. I'm just kidding. Anyways, the Wither, a giant 3-headed flying skeleton, appeared from nowhere and terrorized the nations, creating havoc and wiping out the ancient builders like literal flies. But they had just one idea to save their race. They built and built for 100 years to create the Warden. Don't you see? It all makes sense. Have you ever wondered why the Warden can't see? It's because it doesn't have organic flesh or eyes. It's like a machine. In fact, a killing machine. And the Warden destroyed the Wither within minutes, and the builders were finally set free, or so they thought. They made the Warden to destroy, and well, it destroyed. It wiped out the entire race of ancient builders, and their greatest creation became their greatest destruction. And just 1,000 years later, the Wardens are still deep in the cities of the old ancient builders, just waiting for a poor and unfortunate player to come by. This explains the deep, dark skulk veins and so much more. Just like how pigs are actually the secret overlords of Minecraft. This one might sound silly, but you have to hear me out. Pigs are the leaders behind one of Minecraft's darkest conspiracies. What do pigs like to eat? Carrots. What are the rarest drops from zombies? Carrots. I have a question for you. Why do you think that zombies go around attacking villages? You might think it's because they want to kill villagers, but that's not quite the only truth. It's for carrots. And why would zombies need carrots, you ask? To feed their masters, the freaking pigs in Minecraft. But it doesn't stop there. In fact, oh my gosh, I got so excited I choked. In fact, it only goes so much deeper. What do villagers grow for food besides wheat? That's right, carrots. And no, this is not a coincidence, you see. There's something funny you've never noticed about villages. In the animal pens, one animal is always missing. Can you guess which animal it is? That's right, the pigs. That's because the villagers don't even dare to imprison them. Only the bravest manage before dying mysterious deaths. And this plot still continues to thicken. What do you find in pillager outposts? That's right, carrots again. Do pillagers unknowingly serve the same lord as their nemesis? Here's the last knot to tie all of these together. How were creepers made in the beginning? That's right, from the pig. But why, Preston? What if pigs were angry at players for killing their brethren for food, and so they created the most devastating enemy that haunts players to this day for ultimate revenge? And what if they created something larger to completely take over Minecraft itself? Whatever you do, just know they will be hunting you. And that's why I'm filming this video from the safety of my home instead of my office, because the pigs are always watching. This sea monster was removed from Minecraft because it deleted a player in real life. When you think of scary creatures in Minecraft, you probably don't even think about something from the sea. I mean, the creepiest thing in the ocean is the Elder Guardian, let's be honest. That isn't frightening in the least, it's just annoying. Not to mention that he's not even a real boss. But have you ever questioned that there's a reason for this? That's right, we're getting spicy. We're going deep, baby. What if there was another mob intended to be the boss? You won't see anything I'm about to tell you anywhere on the internet, and that is because Mojang doesn't want you to see it. Players who won't even let me tell you their name have helped me uncover some of the secrets about this. Legally, I have to say this is speculation, but I believe that every word of this is actually true. The players state that on the 14th of July in 2018, a big new update dropped to Minecraft, and it had a brand new boss. This boss was located in the ocean. It was not the Elder Guardian, however, and players couldn't locate it anywhere. 47 hours later, a player did manage to find it, but he didn't realize just how extremely unlucky he was to have done so. Immediately, the player's name was no longer found in Mojang's game files, and just a few moments later, the update was removed and then re-added to the game. The creepiest part is that no one has seen the player since, and this was never resolved. So what happened to them? The player's name was Safrine the Bold, and this was the last screenshot to have ever been seen of him in game. And if you like this one, they're only gonna get better, so don't go anywhere. Mobs that have been scrapped by Minecraft aren't deleted from the game, they're just hidden inside of the void. One of Minecraft's most exciting events is the mob vote, except for when the glow squid was chosen. Thanks, Dream. Personal vendettas aside, players from all around the world choose between 3 to 4 new mobs to be added to the game. And we have some of Minecraft's most iconic mobs thanks to the community vote, such as the llama and even the panda. But have you ever wondered what happened to the mobs that weren't selected? Were they just tossed to the side, never to be thought of again? No, that can't be right, because footage of them actually exist on YouTube. Does this mean that the mobs that didn't get the votes are still in the game and they haven't been deleted? If so, where did they go and what are they doing right now? We just pressed the reset button at firemerch.com. We have a brand new website with over 20 new products all through Black Friday and Cyber Monday. Do not miss the fire this weekend. Are they being held captive in the woodland mansions beneath? Or in the outposts by the illagers? Are they being held within bastions or fortresses by even the hoglins? But we haven't seen anything near those locations before though, so they probably aren't there. That's when it hit me, and then I remembered. What is the one location in all of Minecraft that a player is not allowed to go no matter what? A place that you die even if you go into creative mode. A place that you can't even survive while cheating in spectator mode. The Void. That's right, guys. The freaking Void. All of the forgotten mobs are at the bottom of the void, just waiting to be freed from their prison. But eventually, a player will be strong enough and figure out how to survive the void and free every single community mob that is stuck and trapped down there. And I'm not quitting Minecraft until they're free. Zombies are just undead Steves. Zombies are the most annoying vanilla mob in Minecraft. They couldn't possibly have a dark history, right? I wish that was true. See, if you look very close at the zombies' clothes, you'll notice 2 very interesting details. 1, every single one of them is wearing the same thing. 2, they look eerily similar to Steve's clothes. And no, they don't just look similar, they are identical. not paternal. And does that mean that every zombie is a Steve that has died? That is pretty scary. And it even seems plausible, but I think that there's even more to this myth. There have been too many reports of players seeing zombies coming straight out of Woodland Mansions. And if you don't believe me, why don't you just hear from some of our live witnesses?
I've seen it every day.
This dark truth made me think. What if the zombie who went into the Woodland Mansion wasn't a zombie when they walked in? What if it was Steve? What if the Illagers captured him to run experiments, but their experiments failed? Could they have been doing tests on Steve and then accidentally created the zombie? And even worse, was the zombie cloned? And we know that cloning is possible because of the Star Wars movie Attack of the Clones. That would explain why millions of them roam the world and why they all resemble Steve. This is almost similar to Attack on Titan, man. The only thing that gets darker than this is the fact that Allays are tortured souls. Most people think Allays are great, one of Minecraft's newest additions. These cute ghost-like creatures bring you items, and they are very helpful in general. Unfortunately, it turns out that one of the most wholesome little mobs in the game is also one of the most tragic backstories. Some players have experienced Allays dying in unusual ways. They say that Allays that died in their game had their own custom death message. The creepy part, the Allays had names. And not generic names like Allay 1, 2, and 3, but names like John, Sarah, Smith, Preston, real human names. Death messages like John has died from fall damage got me thinking, why would these cute little mobs have human names? Were they named after the developers as an Easter egg? Or is there something darker at play here? What are Allays? That's right, ghosts. But the question of the hour, from what mob? They can't be from any villager or hostile mob because we don't see the ghosts that appear from them. But then I did more research, and what I found sent shivers down my spine. In 2020, a list of unfortunate players that had passed away while playing the game was released. Among these names, John and Sarah, even Preston. And if you check the time, it's the exact day that Allays were released. And this furthers the truth that Allays are just tortured souls that have been released into Minecraft for another chance at life like reincarnation. The true origin story of Entity 303. Entity 303, just hearing that name gives me shivers. This scary creature is one of Minecraft's most notorious killers and one of its scariest myths. There are thousands of videos about this creature just on YouTube alone. But unlike the others, what if I told you that Entity 303 wasn't just a story, but that he's real? Or should I say, they? You might have heard the creepy stories about the entity invading players' servers and causing terrifying things to happen. But have you ever wondered where the entity comes from? It's not even safe for me to tell you this information online, but I'm gonna do it anyways, because that's how dedicated I am to the truth, so please subscribe. In 2014, Notch, the creator of Minecraft, fired an employee. Why was this? Because the employee wanted Minecraft to have an extremely scary mode added to the game. In this mode, all damage in the game would directly hurt the player in real life. In fact, somebody literally just announced they've managed to make a VR headset that if you die in the game, you die in real life. He claimed there wouldn't be too much harm done and that it would increase the immersion for the players. But Notch, of course, saw through what he was trying to do by putting this dangerous mechanic in the game and unfortunately had to let him go. And from that day on, the former employee started to take revenge on Mojang and Minecraft players alike. He is said to have created a whole team of hackers going by the usernames 303mojang.com 303 and entity.303. If anyone had any files in their computer named anything with 303, then his hackers were already on your computer and it was already over. 303 would hack into players' worlds, corrupt them, and they would never see them again, in-game and in real life. And the scariest part about this is that they haven't been caught. So check your computer, tablet, iPhone, console, check the comments of this video, and if you see anything with the numbers 303, it might be too late. The true story of the Ender Dragon. It is widely thought that the Ender Dragon is controlling the Endermen, ruling them and keeping them there in the end. And once you defeat the Ender Dragon, you free the end. But that's not the full story. First of all, did you know that the Ender Dragon has an actual name? Confirmed by the creator of Minecraft, it's Gene. And no, not Gene from Attack on Titan. If this is just a final boss in a video game, why would it need to be given an actual name? For that, I had to dig so deep, man. The end has actually left us with clues that the end was populated with many different Ender Dragons. Just look at the front of the end ships, and you will find the old heads of Ender Dragons. Was there once a massive population that hunted dragons at one time, similar to the prehistoric dinosaurs in our world? But why was this ancient civilization even hunting dragons in the first place? Was this all just a game for them to conquer the one final thing left in the game of Minecraft? Was it all to capture the ability of flight found in the Elytra wings? While this does make some sense, it does not explain why they would leave one final Ender Dragon in the end. Could the final dragon not even be a dragon at all? Could one of the ancient civilization people have been Jean all along? Maybe Jean did not like that her people were killing the dragons and tried to stop them. However, her attempt was unsuccessful and the ancient civilization captured her and performed a terrible transformation ritual on her, turning her into the beast that is known as the Ender Dragon that she once so desperately tried to protect. And this would even explain the Ender Crystals as well. These Ender Crystals were placed to keep her alive forever, to live in an eternity trapped as an Ender Dragon in the end. And so my theory is that when you defeat the Ender Dragon in the end, you're not saving the Endermen, you're actually freeing Jean from the curse that she has been under for so long. The truth about phantoms. What actually are they? Are they even real? As you know, phantoms only appear after you haven't slept for 3 days. And don't worry, I tested this in real life. They don't exist. Thank God, they're only in Minecraft. And they increase in number the longer you don't sleep. But these are the only mobs in Minecraft that do this. Could this all be a figment of your imagination? In fact, a hallucination? So it got me thinking, are they even actually attacking you? In real life, when you lose sleep, it affects your mind and your body. It's terrible for you. You don't think clearly, eye-hand coordination decreases, your memory is wrong, and that's just after one night of not sleeping. The longer you don't sleep, the worse the symptoms get. And after 3 days without sleeping is when the real crazy stuff begins. Now think back to phantoms. They only appear after you stop sleeping for 3 days. Do you think this is a coincidence? I don't. But how does that explain you losing health in Minecraft? It's been scientifically proven that after 3 days with no sleep that your body actually begins to harm itself, and this is why you have to get rest. And if you continue not sleeping, the worst of all can happen. You guessed it. Death. Which is exactly what happens in Minecraft if we continue to disregard sleep. More phantoms, more pain, more hallucinations, and if we're not lucky, death. And if you're not sold on this yet, you can actually look up the definition of phantom. And you will find that the meaning of this word when you Google it is a figment of your imagination.